There's a tax we all pay. Not to the government, not to any institution, but to the world inside our own minds. It's a tax that doesn't show up on your bills, but it takes something far more valuable than money: your energy, your attention, your peace. I call it the silent tax. It's the invisible cost we pay each day for overthinking the past, for comparing ourselves to others, for chasing happiness as if it's hiding somewhere just beyond our reach. And for most of us, this tax has become so normalized that we don't even realize we're paying it anymore. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already running, checking messages, replaying yesterday's mistakes, forecasting tomorrow's problems. Your body is still, but your mind has already lived half the day. And by noon, you wonder why you feel so tired, even though you haven't done anything wrong. That's the silent tax. It's what happens when our attention is constantly outsourced to worry and wanting. We confuse stimulation for fulfillment and movement for meaning. But peace, true peace, isn't something you chase. It's something you allow. Happiness, as most of us have been taught, is a destination, a reward we earn once we've achieved enough, owned enough, become enough. But here's the paradox. The harder you chase happiness, the faster it runs. That's the first cost of the silent tax. It convinces you that peace is out there when it's actually right here. Epictetus once said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." That's the illusion of control. We keep paying the silent tax because we believe if we can just fix everything outside us, the storm inside will finally calm. But the truth? You cannot control the world enough to find peace. You can only make peace with the world you cannot control. The second cost of the silent tax is attention. Our minds wander almost half of our waking lives. And studies show when the mind wanders, it's less happy, no matter where it goes. We lose joy not because life is lacking, but because our attention is. Peace begins the moment you reclaim your attention from where it's been taken. When you bring it home to this breath, this sip of coffee, this sound in the room, that's not escapism, that's presence. And presence is where peace lives. As the Buddha once taught, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. The problem is, most of us have become what we constantly think about, which is everything that's missing. The third cost of the silent tax is resistance. We fight what is. We wrestle with the things we can't change as if suffering longer will somehow make it fairer. But peace doesn't come from control. It comes from acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means giving yourself permission to stop fighting reality. It's the gentle voice that says, yes, this too belongs. When you can hold discomfort without hating it, when you can sit with imperfection without fixing it, you begin to heal. As Carl Jung once said, what you resist not only persists, but grows in size. Every act of resistance feeds the silent tax. Every act of gentle acceptance dissolves it. And finally, the last cost of the silent tax is forgetting gratitude. Gratitude isn't blind optimism, it's awareness. It's the art of noticing what's still working, what's still beautiful, what's still enough. It's what transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones. When you take 30 seconds to breathe deeply, to feel your feet on the ground, to whisper a quiet thank you for something real, you reclaim peace without waiting for perfect conditions. That's what the mind craves, not constant pleasure, but quiet contentment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is the final liberation from the silent tax. So how do we stop paying it? Not with grand resolutions, not with another morning routine that feels like another obligation, but with small, daily acts of awareness. 3 practices: simple, subtle, profound. First, pause. A few deep breaths between tasks, not to escape, but to arrive. This is how you remind your nervous system that you are safe. Second, notice. Catch your mind when it wanders into judgment or comparison, and gently bring it home. No punishment, no shame. Every return is a quiet victory. And third, appreciate. At least once a day, choose to see something as enough: a meal, a conversation, a moment of stillness. This single habit lowers the tax rate on your mind faster than any therapy could. When you practice these, you begin to reclaim your time, your energy, your sanity. You stop paying the silent tax that drains your joy. And what you gain in return isn't just calm. It's clarity. It's freedom. It's a kind of inner wealth that can't be taken because it was never for sale in the first place. Peace, you see, is not the absence of noise. It's the ability to stay grounded within it. Happiness is not the reward for a life perfectly managed. It's the byproduct of a mind gently returned to the present. And mental wellness is not a finish line. It's a daily choice to stop paying for the illusion of more and to start investing in the stillness you already own. So tonight, when the world quiets down and the noise inside begins to rise again, remember this: you don't owe the world your worry. You don't owe your past another apology. You don't owe your future another anxious rehearsal. You've paid enough. Now is the moment to stop paying the silent tax and to start living in peace.